How are we all doing? So this evening, I'm going to be chatting with James. James is the number one automatic driving instructor based out in Swords, and he also covers Finglas and Charlestown Test Centre. The reason why we have him here today is he's going to speak about five of the main things that trip people up in Finglas and Charlestown Test Centre. So, James, it's great to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is James. I'm a driving instructor the last 20 years. Originally did all my training over in the UK. And then obviously I'm a driving instructor here now in Dublin. Teach automatic lessons in Swords area, Charlestown and Finglas.
Very good, very good. So we're going to be talking about five of the main things that trip people up in Finglas. So in your opinion, what is the worst thing about Finglas Driving Test Centre?
So the first thing would be coming out of Jamestown Business Park, so the Jamestown Test Centre, where if you're taking a right turn out of the test centre, and then the immediate left, then you have a sharp turn going on to Clancy Avenue. So it's a really tight turn. It's like a 90-degree angle. So as you're coming up to the turn, you just need to slow the car down, keep the wheels nice and straight. As you're coming up to the turn, then so as you're slowing it down, it's just going to give you a lot more control to take your turn. Gives you time to get your observations in. It'll prevent you then from cutting the corner or clipping the curb.
Yeah, that one, it's a really tricky one. Everyone's most feared corner is Clancy's corner. And just remember, people do tend to want to swing out wide to whip in straight up to the turn, get your front wheels past the turn and whip that wheel around. Very good. That one is tricky. So what do you think the second, probably most difficult thing is about Finglas Test Centre or Charlestown?
So the second one would be if you were coming up back, let's say coming back towards Jamestown Business Park, and when you're coming up towards Finglas Village, coming up to the main junction there where you're taking a right turn onto Jamestown Road. So you're entering up where I think you have like the food junction there on your left hand side, and you're coming up to the box junction, you're taking a right turn. So obviously if the box junction is clear and you're taking the right turn, you can enter the box. And there's no filter light on that junction, so more often than most, it's normally always busy with oncoming traffic. So if you're taking a right turn, you're in that middle of the junction. If the light goes red, once everything is stopped and it's safe, you just continue to take your turn, you finish your turn.
Very good, very good. And that is a tricky one. I will leave a video below in the description about that. But what I always say is once you're in the middle of the junction and that goes red, your only job is to get off the junction. We don't want to be blocking the junction. So lovely stuff, James. Very good one. What do you think number three would be about Finglas or Charlestown?
So number three then would be the mini roundabouts. So obviously in Finglas area, you have a lot of mini roundabouts. Particularly in the Ballygall area, you have a lot of them there together. I think you have about 3 or 4 mini roundabouts together. But with the mini roundabouts, if you're taking the exit going off to the right, if it's like the third exit or sometimes it might be the second, you just have to really make sure that you slow the car down. Obviously in the automatic, you're just going to have to slow it down. You won't have to worry about the clutch or the gears. But by slowing it down, it's going to give you plenty of control to make every effort to get around that roundabout and avoid driving over it.
Very good. Yeah, them mini roundabouts, they are tricky. And what I like to tell people about them is, especially if, as you said, you're turning right, get your front wheels past the roundabout and then look and then whip your wheel around and you shouldn't cut it. The reason why people cut is because they steer too early. Very good. They are tricky. So, number four, what do you think the fourth most difficult thing about Finglas or Charlestown is, bud?
So number four then would be where you're coming out of the test centre at Charlestown. And so sometimes when you're coming out of the test centre in Charlestown, when they come out, they take a left turn. And coming up towards the traffic lights, then more than likely you're going to be continuing straight. So you have Charlestown Shopping Centre on your right hand side. So if you're continuing straight ahead here, you need to stay in the left hand lane. The way the road dictates you though is at that junction, it's like as if you should stay right. As I said, when you're going straight, just stay left, and then just when it's safe, just continue.
Very important. People often got grey trails for that because it does, it pushes you into the right and you want to stay on the left hand side. And very important, just before the junction opens up, quick look right and left for observation at your crossroads, and then just look where you're going. That one is tricky. So last but not least, what do you think the fifth hardest thing about Finglas at Charlestown is, bud?
So the fifth one would be the big roundabout then coming up towards Little on the N2. So more than likely, if you're coming from the Charlestown test route or Jamestown Road, they could use this route like on it. So the big roundabout at Little, it's always busy like on it. So no matter what direction you're going in, if you're going more than likely straight or right, as you're coming up towards the roundabout, you just need to check nice and early on approach. Again, you're in the automatic car, you slow the car down. Once you see it's clear, take advantage of it and then just continue to go.
Very good, very good. It is a tricky one. And usually they do bring you straight through the roundabout, making sure you're in the left lane on approach, around the outside of the roundabout, and then we exit on the left. And then there is a bus lane up ahead, isn't there?
They're on your left, yeah. So you just need to, when it's safe, bring yourself back out to the right.
Very good, very good. And well done, James. That was actually very, very insightful there. So that was 5 of the most difficult things in Finglas and Charlestown Test Centre. Thank you so much for coming on, bud. I really appreciate that.
No problem. Thanks, Anthony.
You're welcome. And I'll talk to you soon, bud. Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.